Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell with Music'sMyLife.com here at Shantinique Music in Detroit with a very special guest.
How you doing?
Would you like to introduce yourself?
What up, y'all? I'm Sevyn Streeter. So nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that we're here. I'm good.
Absolutely. Pleasure to meet you. Definitely
Nice to meet
appreciate
you
your
too.
time. Now, long before you were 7, I understand that your first nickname was actually Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, who told you? You did your research.
Thanks.
Yeah, when I was born, I literally was born at 7 months, which is really weird. I was born at 7 months on the 7th day of the 7th month. And yeah, so they called me Mighty Mouse in the hospital because I was so tiny, and they didn't understand why I was still breathing, but I had really big lungs, and I had to wear Cabbage Patch clothes home from the hospital.
Awesome.
Literally the clothes off of a doll.
And
Yeah.
in terms of taking the name 7, there was actually like a biblical meaning behind that as well.
Yeah, because 7 biblically means perfection and completion. And I just say all the time, like in 2007 is when I changed my name. Just because I feel like, I was spiritually completed that year. Like everything that I prayed for, whether it was for me or for my friends, like God just said, here you go, God child bless you. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I changed my name then. And then, aside from that, my birthday, like I said, is 7/7. I was born at 7 months. So just a number that's very dear to me.
Yeah, and one of those prayers that was answered that year was, if I'm not mistaken, when you joined Rich Girl.
Absolutely.
Which a lot of people may recognize you from.
Yeah.
Some may even recognize you from TG4, the B2K sister group.
Yes. He
but-
know it all. He good. You good.
Thank you. But then going back even further, what can you tell people about Eric Anglin and the Voices of Praise?
Oh my God. He's really good. Okay, so I was in this choir with my cousins when I was younger, probably ages from maybe like 11 to maybe like 18 or 19. And we were like a gospel choir, as a family gospel choir. We thought that we were Kirk Franklin and the family. We used to wear like, matching FUBU jerseys.
Right.
And all of my cousins played the drums. We played guitars, pianos, but it was all kids. And we had a really great time doing it.
Awesome. Was that through Tabernacle of Praise?
No, but that's my church now.
Okay.
I can't even. He has all that. My church now in Haines City is the Tabernacle of Praise, where the minister is actually my aunt. Her name is Mary Anglin.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
come visit us.
Yeah, exactly. And then I understand your cousin actually, one of your cousins actually went on to become a gospel rapper by the name of God's Music.
Yeah, that's my cousin. He is a gospel rapper. His name is JD, or God's Music. He's dope.
Awesome. And yeah, it seems like your family's been very supportive of your career. I know we got your dad at least
Yeah.
with us here today.
He's my road manager. Yeah.
Yeah, and then didn't your mom actually spend some time as well as the group's teacher when you were in TG4?
Yeah, she was my teacher because my mom was my dean growing up. She's a 20-something plus year educator, so she ended up being my teacher. So yeah.
And your cousin JJ is somewhat to thank for you being selected to be a part of Rich Girl.
Yeah, he actually, my cousin, he created my MySpace page that Rich Harrison found, and it was like, hey, you want to be a Rich Girl? And so I always give a huge shout out to him because he created that. I put all my music and stuff on there.
Definitely. And to be a Rich Girl, I know it actually didn't really have much to do with money or material things. It was more about, being rich in spirit, rich in love.
Yeah.
And in terms of fashion, I know you've often said that you don't care if it comes from Gucci or the
Or the
Gap.
Gap, I don't.
But what about if it comes from Beyoncé? Because don't you actually have a robe that she gave you?
I do have a robe. She gave us a robe when we wrapped that tour. She gave us packages, and I have a I Am Sasha Fierce robe at my house.
Awesome.
I still love
And
very much.
Is it true that you actually had a chance to write for her recently?
I went to New York with some friends of mine by the name of Rockstar and Dwayne, who actually wrote with me a lot on Chris's upcoming album. So shout out to them.
Awesome.
And we got to write some records. Yeah.
That's cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know your first placement was back with
3 times.
Chris. Yeah, 3 times.
Yes.
And doesn't he actually even have like a 3 times rule for you when you're in the studio?
Yeah, he does, and that's funny. The rule in the studio, because I think it does come from my name being 7 meaning perfection. I'm a little bit obsessive sometimes. I like to try to get takes over and over and over again, and Chris has this 3-time rule for me. He's like, all right, I let you do you. Now you got 3 times. If you don't get it in 3 times, we keeping that and we moving on. So
Yeah.
it works though. It helps me out a lot. It helps me not be so obsessive.
Definitely. And that seems like a pretty common theme with relationships too, trying over and over again in hopes that it'll eventually work.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry, I lost my place.
Oh, good.
Okay, but
You're great, by the way.
Thank you. But I understand you're not afraid to Taylor Swift that hoe, as you like to call it.
Taylor Swift that hoe. Yes, I do. And when I say that, I just mean that, like, I just like to really speak about things that I go through a lot of times. I just like for the records to be truthful. And even if they're not my story 100% of the time, like I said, like my girlfriends or, my best friends or my cousins, I just have a lot of conversations with them all the time. And, I tell them, if you don't want me to write a song about it, you might not want to tell me about it. So,
Right.
yes, what I like to Taylor Swift the hoe and write songs about what I go through and what we go through.
Yeah, definitely. And getting close to the end here, you're certainly no stranger to singing about love, because didn't you actually sing My Funny Valentine at the Apollo when you were 10?
I did. I was on Showtime at the Apollo when I was 10 years old, and I sung My Funny Valentine. It was actually the Shaka Khan version from the Waiting to Exhale CD, and I actually just had the pleasure of meeting Shaka Khan, too.
Oh, wow.
I met her. I hosted the red carpet for the Soul Train
Things coming
Awards
full
in
circle.
Vegas. Full circle,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that was great. She's amazing. I'm such a fan of hers.
Yeah, definitely. It just goes to show, how far you've come.
Thank you.
But lastly, at this point in your career, do you in any way consider music your life?
Yeah, music is definitely a huge part of my life. And it has been for a really long time. And I love it. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm having a great time. I get to come to places like Shantinique and meet all of these incredible fans. Y'all make some noise. Got to meet everybody, and just it's great. Had a really great time.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was
Thank
great chatting
you.
with you. Best wishes with everything coming your way.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say to the people out there watching?
Man, I just want to say my name is Sevyn Streeter. You can hit me up on my Twitter. It's at Sevyn, SEVYN, or my Instagram at SEVYN, or my website at sevynstreeter.com. And my EP, Call Me Crazy But, is out December 3rd. And I just have to say, yeah, music is my life.